results to make diagnosis? You have found your solution at Sunrise Diagnostic Center, located at Unit Number 9, New NIS Building, Melville Street, St. George's, and Canal Road, Grenville, St. Andrew, in the hub of the town, catering to your medical needs. Private, accurate, and confidential laboratory service with same-day results. Walk in or schedule your ultrasound with results with 24 to 48 hours. Our opening hours in St. George's are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on Canal Road, Mondays to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Open on Sundays and public holidays for emergency calls only. 24-hour on-call service is available for emergency laboratory purposes. We meet you where you are, home or office. Special group rates are available. For more information, you can contact us today.
Here are some COVID-19 prevention tips for schools. Wear a clean mask daily. It should be appropriately fitted, ensuring that it covers your nose and mouth while at school. When eating, do not put masks in your bag. Rather, with clean hands, fold the mask in two, with the inside being sealed, and place in a clean tissue. Avoid dragging hands along walls, touching railings, or anything that does not belong to you. Keep your hands in your pockets. Keep your distance. Do not hug, hold hands, or touch classmates and school staff, or anyone who does not live in the same household as you. Do not touch the T area on your face, mouth, eyes, and nose if your hands have not been sanitized or washed just before. Always cover your cough and sneeze with a bent elbow or tissue, throwing used tissues into a closed bin immediately. Then, wash your hands or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Use clean hands to handle your mask. If the virus is still alive from the things you touch and then you touch your nose and mouth, it can latch onto your cells and enter, which will result in infection. Do not put on any of your friends' or classmates' masks. Do not share personal items with anyone unless they can be properly sanitized or disinfected after. COVID-19 is a disease that does not see age, gender, or school. Not because someone is your classmate, friend, or family means they do not have COVID-19. Some people do not display symptoms. Let us work together, combat this virus, and protect ourselves and our families. A message from the Ministry of Health and Social Security, Grenada, West Indies.
All businesses start small and grow into successful corporations. With a strong team, you can have a strong business. Protect the employees that stand by you with Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan. It's a customizable and affordable health plan for smaller businesses that offers many of the benefits of a large corporate plan. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
The Grenada team is very saddened by the impact of COVID-19 on our customers and in Grenada as a whole. In 2020, fuel prices were low, and then at the beginning of this year, 21, we saw it started to increase. Around July, we had a press release informing our customers of the increases and that they should start to conserve. We know it's tough out there. We've seen cases where people are unemployed, dropping revenue. There has been some serious impacts. We really wish that there will be some type of recovery and that our customers could see some light. If we look at the past trends from 2020, fuel prices were relatively low, and a lot of that had to do with COVID and drop in demand. 2021 was quite different. We started to see fuel prices increase, and that's because some of the COVID conditions had changed. We look at January of this year, fuel price was around 28 cents. So that increase in fuel prices has been the primary reason for high energy rates. Experts have told us that increases in world fuel prices will continue in the short term. Unfortunately, Grenada cannot control world fuel prices. But there are a number of practical things that customers can do. Change is never easy, but in this case we ask customers to change their habits when it comes to electricity. Pay attention to your bill. Look for information that could show changes, increases in your consumption. Pay specific attention to wastage of energy. Make sure that you understand prudent management. There is hope, and there is a way that we can combat this situation.
Grendek, energizing our community.
Good evening and welcome to the MTV Evening News for Thursday, 4th November 2021. The top stories this evening: Emergency Powers Bill debated and passed in the Upper House of Parliament. Stakeholders hold talks on Grenada's CBI product and how it can be improved. Civilians and police officers recognized for exemplary service. And in sports, defending champions West Indies knocked out of the men's T20 World Cup. We have the details to these and more after the break.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first. Save energy, save a dime, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first.
The first segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now, it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
With the news in detail, I am Tonya St. Louis Lawrence. The state of emergency powers has been extended until May 2022. These regulations are to protect citizens from further spreading the COVID-19 virus. It was approved in the Upper House of Parliament today and includes an extension of the curfew hours, which will go into effect from midnight to 4 a.m. beginning November 5th. Rachel Bain has more in this story.
Members of the Upper House of Parliament approved an extension of the state of emergency until May 2022. Government sought the extension just in case there is another wave of the virus and the public needs to be protected. Here is Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Nolan Cox, who elaborated on the need for the extension.
That created the environment for us to respond quickly by installing necessary regulations in place to protect lives of this country. We work together, Mr. President, with all our stakeholders to ensure that we put those measures in place.
While Senator Victor Philip is in full support of the extension, there are some concerns.
That they are good, they know what they're doing, and the same vaccination that we are wondering if to take today, there are other vaccinations that we are taking which they themselves had put on the table.
Senator Tessa Sincere is also in full support of the bill. However, she also has some concerns and highlighted that while people are hesitant about a vaccine, it does not mean they are refusing to take the jab.
We tend to hear, people being bashed all over the place because of their stance taken. And we have to appreciate that we do not all have the same stance. So there are some persons who have a liberalist stance and feel that, they have rights and their rights must be exercised, and we have to tolerate that stance to some extent.
Government Senator George Cadet had some strong views on the topic of Grenadians being rebellious.
And I'm hearing the conversation as well, Mr. President, the points being raised about the statement made about Carnival. And some believe that Carnival was not the cause of this, or cause of what would have happened some weeks and months ago. And it is very clear that what causes virus to spread is mass gathering.
According to Emergency Powers COVID-19 Amendment Regulations 2021, the new regulations begin at midnight on 5th November 2021. A curfew shall be imposed daily from midnight and ending at 4 a.m. And during this period, citizens shall remain confined to their place of residence. That is inclusive of their yard space to avoid contact outside of his or her household. For MTV News, Rachel Bain.
Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin recognized the civilians, staff and members of the Royal Grenada Police Force who have carried out life-saving acts in the execution of their duties. Individuals were presented with civilian medals, the Commissioner's Commendation Medals and Ribbons, and Medals of Bravery. Nikita Hostin was present at the ceremony.
Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin kept his promise and showed his recognition to members of the Royal Grenada Police Force and members of the public who carried out life-saving acts. Mr. Rion Barry received a medal for rescuing an elderly citizen from a burning house.
A dwelling house, fire occurred at Duquesne in St. Mark's. Living the lone occupant, Miss Lyris George, 92 years old, trapped inside. As bystanders looked on, trusting and hoping that Miss George survived the ordeal, Mr. Rian Barry, 21 years old, a neighbor of Miss George, decided to embark on that rescue mission, utilizing his skills he knew. Although the house was enveloped in smoke, he entered the house and his initial search proved futile. In his pursuit to ensure Miss George was rescued, Mr. Barry re-entered the house for a second time and located Miss George unresponsive. She was moved from the house, carried to a safe area, and placed in the recovery position by Mr. Barry.
That was Superintendent Paul Christopher. Also receiving ribbons and medals from the top cop for their life-saving acts and bravery exhibited in saving the lives of several individuals who plunged into the sea on the Carronage in a passenger bus in 2019 were Mr. Noel Mitchell, Mr. James Edmond, Mr. Teron Hazel, Mr. Frederick Broadwaite, DC Jason Wickham, and DC Harris Collier. Head of the Traffic Department is Superintendent Randy Condot.
At about 9 a.m. on Friday, 20th September 2019, tragedy struck and changed what could have been a highly anticipated day for 18 individuals on board a commuter bus traveling through the streets of St. George. As they journeyed onto Young Street, the unexpected happened, and the events which unfolded after was nothing short of horror for those on the bus. The chain of events culminated with a Zone 1 bus plunging into the waters of the Carronage, leaving all those who witnessed this event in total hysteria. The lives of the passengers, including a baby, were in mortal danger because the entire bus was submerged in the water. However, the action of our 7 heroes who we celebrate here today saved the day.
Over 10 Coast Guards received medals for their bravery surrounding the circumstances that led to the capture of armed robbers from Trinidad and Tobago, approximately 35 miles southeast of Grenada. Commissioner Edwin Martin spoke of their hard work and dedication.
Colleagues, today's presentation of medals is a fulfillment of a promise I made back in 2019, when the nominees of individuals who assisted in saving the lives of individuals In this incident we had where a bus went into the Coronado Sea with a number of passengers. Unfortunately, one person perished. And I must hasten to indicate that only yesterday, while in Carriacou, I presented medals to 4 of the individuals that was involved in that rescue. And today, we will definitely present to the other officers, to the other individuals present here today.
Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
Newly appointed leader of the National Democratic Congress, Dickon Mitchell, is promising to stick to the core values of the party as he commences his journey at the helm of the party. Putting people first, he says, will continue to be the focus of the National Democratic Congress. Donella Hostin reports.
Newcomer and political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Dickon Mitchell, during his media presentation on Wednesday, assured the Grenadian people that the NDC is fully committed to ensuring that the people's needs are heard and dealt with.
The poor and vulnerable amongst us, to protect and help you, and crucially, to ensure that you do not forever remain poor and vulnerable, to ensure that as we all desire, that you too become a part of the Grenadian dream of a prosperous and sustainable Grenada. A healthy population. We only need look to the last 18 months to recognize the absolute crucial importance of ensuring that our citizens from kindergarten to retirement live an active and healthy lifestyle, that they eat healthy, that they drink healthy.
Mitchell says they will be putting people first, which goes with the values of the NDC.
Our policies will encourage a highly educated, knowledge-based, skills-based workforce with the goal of full and sustainable employment. Our policies will encourage a morally grounded, inclusive, gender-sensitive, value-centered, peaceful and stable society that values its history and culture, its heritage, its heroes, not just politicians or civic-minded heroes, but our community heroes.
He went further to say that they will ensure that the education system will prepare individuals for sustainable jobs while ensuring the overall development of the nation.
We must build a sustainable and inclusive economy. That economy must be based on modern agriculture. It must be based on research and development. And it must be based on youth involvement. We must build sustainable tourism that is nature-based, eco-based, and culture-based. We must unleash the creative economy. Our young people are talented beyond measure, and it is for us to give them the opportunity to unleash their creativity.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
The annual Investment Migration Round the Table Conference was held Thursday at the Grenada Trade Center. The conference is a collaborative initiative undertaken by Grenada Cooperative Bank and the Grenada Citizenship by Investment Unit. We have more from Donessa Panchu.
Industry stakeholders, members of government and guest speakers shared their knowledge, expertise and experiences to enable the strengthening and sustainability of Grenada's Citizenship by Investment program for a second year. Investment Migration National Stakeholders Roundtable, IMRT, is an annual forum to develop and refine Grenada's strategy and framework for positioning and strengthening its investment migration as a thriving and sustainable sector of Grenada's economy. Foreign Affairs Minister Oliver Joseph says several of the recommendations from the first session were implemented to improve the CBI program and believe this year's recommendations will also be adopted.
We believe that this program is a direct way of attracting investment into our island, and the funds received from the National Transformation Fund has gone a long way in helping government implement most of its capital projects, We have done well over the years. This year we saw an increase despite COVID-19. There was an increase in approved application from 395 to 450. That is as of end of October.
One of the focus areas is the continued improvement of Grenada's CBI product. Deputy Chair of the CBI program, Ronald Theodore, says the contributions by the stakeholders, once impactful, will form part of the changes made to the program.
We promote Grenada as a trade destination, an investment destination. We also have to start and to continue to promote Grenada's alternative migration destination. Yeah. And while you promote it, you have to be, we have to be in a position where the program itself continues to be one of great standard. Yeah. So it's an event like today where we look at meeting with the stakeholders, getting their views as how the program can be strengthened. The end of the day is to reflect on those comments that are coming out, and then to look and see how we could continue to improve on the program that exists at the moment.
Incoming Managing Director of Grenada Cooperative Bank, Larry Lawrence, says the roundtable talks are significant in the decision-making process by stakeholders in the program.
As part of understanding the very tenets of the program, you would have heard that the investment migration program contributes 22% or so of GDP. And therefore it is substantial and it is significant. So what I will say is that the intention is to bring the practitioners together. The view and the intention is that we would talk. You know, when you talk, you think, and then you gather information, and from information you make decisions, right? So with respect to the very first, now we are to the second, it certainly suggests that the first did add value.
Some of the focus areas for today's discussion were the role of the investment migration in economic development, cementing the economy, ties with the diaspora, and an update of the IMRT 2020 Action Plan. MTV News, Donessa Pandrew.
Grenadian Dr. Chris Joseph has been appointed as the Regional Director of Harvest for the Church of God of Prophecy. The appointment was made during the church's recently concluded regional convention. Here is Donella Hostin with that story.
Following the conclusion of a virtual two-day convention of the Church of God of Prophecy, Regional Overseer for Barbados and the Windward Islands, Bishop Edward Payne, has named a number of new regional directors for the church. Among them is Grenadian Dr. Chris Joseph, who has been appointed as the Regional Director for Harvest. According to the bishop, this appointment, as well as the others, are all connected with the core values of the church.
These appointments that I'm going to be making for this period are all connected with our church's core values. Core values are said to be fundamental beliefs of a person or organization. These guiding principles dictate the behavior and the help of people, help people. And like in the case of the children of Issachar, help us to know what we ought to do in this region.
He says these appointments are new and come with great responsibilities.
He will give you the needed wisdom and the needed strength in your pursuit as we work in our respective territories. I pray that God will bless us in the post-convention 2 years so that when we meet again in 2023, if the Lord tarries, we will be able to report an incredible increase in every aspect of the work.
MTV reached out to Dr. Chris Joseph to speak on this recent appointment and his plans going forward.
As part of the regional appointments for the Church of God of Prophecy, all old appointments remain the same. However, there were a few new appointments, and that has to do with our core values. And as we look at the core values, these are measurements we want to look at over the next 2 years. So we're going to be measuring ourselves with these core values. Some of the other appointments were Director of Prayer, Director of Leadership Development, Director of Biblical Stewardship, Director of I received the position of Director of Harvest. So we're going to do things like crusades and stuff like that. We're going to do training. And also we're going to see what needs are there within the island and see how we can meet those needs.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Nonella Hosten.
That's it for the first segment. More news when we come back.
The first segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with the Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Who needs a plan? Take my hand. Our stories will find us. My shanty caravan. And there's nowhere that I'd rather be than any place with you. My shanty caravan. And there's nowhere that I'd rather be than any place with you.
Shandy Carib, refreshed for life.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
welcome back. Children care and education matters. The theme under which Child Month 2021 will be celebrated. Child Month is normally celebrated in October. However, due to COVID-19, its restrictions and many challenges brought on, the activities will be held throughout November. The Child Protection Authority and the Special Victims Unit is calling for greater cohesion and care when dealing with children. Here is Rachel Bain with that story.
They need to be happy as well. This is a month in which we celebrate the child, encourage them, motivate them, and build their self-confidence. And going forward, let us